Need exemplary care, have faith. And by Midwest Bank. Midwest Bank is always ready to lend a hand in the communities that they serve. Log on to MidwestBank.com to find out more.
The championship of the boys Elkhorn Valley Holiday Tournament. That's our Nebraska Public Power District matchup. NPPD always there when you need them. Alongside Lou Siefker, I'm Eric McKay. This could be the first ever meeting between these two teams, as far as I can tell. Maybe they met like in the 1910s or something. Scottsbluff taking on Norfolk Catholic. The Scottsbluff Bearcats coming into this one 7-1, Norfolk Catholic 5-3. Scottsbluff coming into this one off an impressive 64-47 win over Elkhorn Valley last night. Pulled away late in that one to get the win. Norfolk Catholic, a hard-fought 39-32 win over Battle Creek. Lou, this is the very epitome of contrasting styles. Yeah. Norfolk Catholic wants to slow you down. Scottsbluff wants this to work at a breakneck pace.
Right.
Whoever pace wins out probably wins the game.
Yeah, I know. Norfolk Catholic's going to want to pound the ball in the paint. They're going to want to be physical. They want to slow down and take some time on their possessions. Scottsbluff likes to run with the basketball, and they are not afraid to shoot threes. You'll see a lot of three-point shots taken in this ball game, and one of the players that was really good yesterday was Scottsbluff point guard Nate Kelly. 30 points in that ball game, had over 20 in the second half, and was 10 for 10 from the free throw line. Number 5 for Scottsbluff. He's the guy to watch.
For Norfolk Catholic, keep an eye on number 3. Hard not to. Yeah. He's enormous. It's Nolan Fennessy, the future preferred walk-on Husker football player. He's a pretty good basketball player as well, and one of the few returning starters from their state tournament team a year ago.
Yeah, he has turned into a really good player. He was always had that size and physical ability, but he's turned into a really good player here in his senior year.
This is Norfolk Catholic with the ball. Fennessy kicks outside. Open three falls for Max Hammond.
Yeah, that's a big hit here early. Just get started. I think Norfolk Catholic, they don't have to take a lot of threes, but they have to be efficient. They have to make a good percentage of those to stay here with Scottsbluff.
And they have not done that to this point this season, just 21% from three as a team. Scottsbluff at the other end, knocked out. It will stay with the Bearcats. The Bearcats all the way from Scottsbluff to Tilden. That's a 5.5-hour drive if you do it straight through.
Yeah, that's not exactly neighbors, right? I mean,
and there you see Nate Kelly. Like this is a team of sophomores, really, really young. Not a lot of guys back from last year's team that lost to York in the state tournament. But boy, are they some ball players. They have really been impressive early. Good hustle there by Max Howell, but in turning over, he turns it over, and it's Norfolk Catholic basketball.
I was sitting behind the Scottsbluff bench yesterday watching the boys game with Scottsbluff and Elkhorn Valley, and Max Howell was a guy that was always talking to his teammates when they came off the floor whenever he was on the bench. He's one of the seniors on this team and very clearly one of the leaders on this team.
They're going to be using him, certainly, as you look at the Scottsbluff starting five. Actually, they've switched their starting five. Keon Delgado not starting in this game. Carter Reisick, who's been kind of an all-everything guy for Coach Gullion, he's come off the bench a few times this year. He was in the starting lineup tonight. He had a season-high 14 in their season opener. Good ball pressure up top. Norfolk Catholic back into the front court, but mishandled. And it goes back to the Bearcats. Take a look at the Norfolk Catholic starting five. Some experience back. Fantasy's the only returning starter. Max Hammond, Carter Jansen. They got some run, though, off the bench on that team last year that made it to state, lost to Amherst in an entertaining game.
Yeah, that was
at
the
state
one.
Tournament. Here's Kelly down low trying to take on Fennessy. Takes it up top to Meininger. Now Kelly had 30 points last night against Elkhorn Valley. 16 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. And 10 of 10 from the free throw line. He was absolutely clutch in that game.
Howell kicks out Meininger. Thought three. Shuffled the feet. So far, Norfolk Catholic is making Scottsbluff play at their pace.
Yep, you're right. And I think offensively for Norfolk Catholic, they like to go inside. They like to be physical, certainly with Fennessy. But they've got guys like Hammond and Kelly that can shoot the basketball. They're good out perimeter shooters. I would expect that at some point in time this team's going to click offensively. You certainly like it to be tonight.
Yeah, this is a team that, let's say, got to basketball a little late this year.
Gee, I wonder why.
They won a state championship and then began the basketball season 8 days later. They were not exactly in basketball playing form to start the season, is what I'm saying. Max Howell called for the foul.
Finally got Coach Beller that championship. Finally.
Long-suffering Norfolk Catholic football fans. That three off the mark by Hammond. Scottsbluff had a good run of football this year, too. There's nobody home on that pass.
You're not going to see that very often. Hey, Kelly is such a heady player. He's impressed me so much. Only a sophomore. He lists him at 6 foot. I think that might be generous.
Yeah, probably wearing some different shoes when they took that measurement.
But he's a quality player.
That's a nice pass. Oh, short arm the shot. Meininger the rebound. Hayden Kelly wants that one back. Now quickly into the front court. Stripped away and taken away. Good quick hands defensively by Hammond. He'll run point. Nothing baseline. Now they give Fennessy. Fennessy, good up and under move, switches to the left hand. Rebound to Reisig. Quickly the other way, the floater falls for Riley Meininger.
That's what you're going to see the Bearcats do, running off missed shots. They're going to try to push tempo, and you'll even see some transition threes from this team.
There's that pressure defense. 10-second. Norfolk Catholic couldn't even get it past three-quarter court, let alone half court. And the turnover gives it back to the Bearcats. Scottsbluff team 17-9 last year. There's Coach Scott Gullion. What a run he's got this team on. Of course, took over for Tony Siskey, was an assistant on Coach Siskey's staff on that 2012 state championship team. He's 141-53 in his 8th year at the helm of this program. They have not skipped a beat since he's taken over. That shot by Delgado off the mark. Fennessy the rebound. Fennessy averaging 8.7 rebounds a game, 13.7 points. Had 16 rebounds in a game against Boone Central earlier this year. Tapped out, stays with the Knights.
And Norfolk Catholic definitely is winning the tempo. We had a moment ago where Scottsbluff ran off the missed shot, but they have not had many opportunities. You're seeing what Norfolk Catholic likes to do, and that's just be patient, work the basketball, and find a good shot.
Braden Burbach in the game, the 6'6 junior. Giving Fennessy a break. Two to the left block, still able to muscle up a shot. Scottsbluff the rebound. Off the Nate Timmerman miss. Now Nate Kelly, sidestep triple. Oh my, he does not need much room.
No, he has got an excellent release.
Folks, that young man shooting 47% from beyond the arc this season.
Yeah, he was so good last night, I think 47% would have been a surprise. It would be like more like 55, 60%.
Ball lost out of bounds, and a foul called on Norfolk Catholic. Take another look at this. Norfolk Catholic defended that pretty well, but he doesn't need much room.
Yeah, he gets just a step away from the defense, and he's got a quick release and a real solid release. And he's just a smart player.
Yeah.
I was so impressed yesterday. Seemed like every time down he did the right thing. He just got a real high basketball IQ.
It's not just him. This is a 37% three-point shooting team.
Yeah, this team is a good shooting three-point team. The question is, if you take that away, can they score in the paint?
Meininger is at 45% on the year. Wow. Come on now. Nate Kelly.
Wow.
That's a sophomore, folks.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and put him on 2,000 point watch for his career. Now back the other way comes Norfolk. Aiden Core cut off. Gets it to Burbach. Whoa, they pulled the chair out from under him. And it goes back to Scottsbluff. Clever little defense play by Keon Delgado.
Yeah, just slide that chair out from under him. Took the steps, and now Scottsbluff starting to heat up. Obviously, this guy with a couple of threes.
Trey Boswell in off the bench. He's got it right side. Touch to Kelly in the corner. Steps back. Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
3 for 3 from downtown to start the game.
He is feeling it. My goodness.
Kelly back defensively. Norfolk Catholic kicks out to Fantasy, and he turns it over. And this is how quickly it can change.
Yep, and a timeout coming.
Norfolk Catholic's going to talk it over. We'll keep it here. Hello, Nate Kelly. Remember the name.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Scottsbluff. Nebraska's a big state, and Scottsbluff is a long way from eastern Nebraska, where a lot of the media hub is, and you don't hear about players like him probably as much as you should, but that's a name. Write that down as a sophomore. He's a second-level player. If there's a weakness that he has, it's maybe size, right?
Yeah.
I mean, just put on a couple of inches, but as far as his game goes, I haven't seen anything that would resemble a weakness in his past 5 quarters I've watched him play.
To your point on making right decisions, 4.6 assists, 2.7 steals per game. That's incredible as a sophomore. Look, between him and Riley Meininger, 47% and 45%. I mean, this is Nebraska's own Splash Brothers, right?
Yeah.
That's incredible shooting from a duo.
Yeah, Riley Meininger is a good basketball player. I might get overshadowed a little bit, but he's also a sophomore, a quick player with an excellent three-point ability.
Ball tipped out of bounds, stays with Scottsbluff. Trey Boswell in the game, 5'11 freshman. It's a young Scottsbluff squad, 3 sophomores in their starting 5. Norfolk Catholic getting a bit more aggressive with their zone. Isai Sabala in the game has it tipped away and stolen. On the right side, Jansen. Fantasy. Faces up. Long ways from the hoop. That finds its way to Core. Great defense by Sabala. Core still able to get it up. Offensive rebound. Putback is there. That's Jansen.
That's a good job by Carter Jansen to crash the glass at nearly a 3-second call there in that lane. But Carter Jansen bails out that kind of a sloppy offensive possession with a nice offensive rebound.
Now Kelly. Boswell. Kicks out to Sabala. Now they get Delgado at the free throw line. The kick out, the 3. In, out, and back in again. The Bearcats, 4 of 4 from the land of the 3.
Yeah, Sabala is another shooter. Just can't leave these guys open. There's just too many good shooters.
Norfolk Catholic, they broke the press and had numbers and then turned it over. I think Hayden Kelly was trying to decide, do I pass, do I shoot?
Yep.
And he split the difference, which more often than not means a turnover.
Knights need to settle down. They have kind of been their own worst enemy. There's been just some mental errors that have led to turnovers. And you just can't turn it over against Scottsbluff and stay in the ballgame.
And that's the trap you can fall into against a team like the Bearcats. They'll force you to speed yourself up. Here's another 3 from Boswell, too strong. Skying for the rebound is Hayden Kelly. Well, this Norfolk Catholic team, no shortage of athletes. Ask anyone who had the misfortune of playing against them in football this year.
No kidding.
Moving screen there on Fantasy.
I saw that one coming. I mean, he's a football player.
Yeah.
He just wants to knock somebody down out there, right?
I get it, yeah. Yeah, especially if it's, somebody like Nate Kelly, who is charitably listed at 6 feet.
Yeah.
Kelly into the front court to beat the buzzer. Oh, my. Well, Scottsbluff putting on a show here in Tilden early. They lead 14-5 after 1. You're watching NCN.
I'm Chris Suckup, and I started at Madison County Bank in 2003. Experience, commitment to community, and unmatched customer service. Madison County Bank has been rooted in Northeast Nebraska for over 130 years and is here to help you grow. For ag banking, home loans, and business banking, visit your local Madison County Bank in
Madison,
Plainview, Albion,
and all of Northeast Nebraska.
Let's take a look at our school spotlight brought to you by Currency. Does your business need financing for equipment, trucks, or trailers? All you need is Currency. Visit gocurrency.com. Scottsbluff, they've made 44 trips to state. That's 7th most in state history. Their first ever state opponent was Stewart. Way back in 1914, they beat the Stewart Broncos 21-11.
Remember it well.
They've got 4 titles to their name, most recently in 2012. Norfolk Catholic, 22 trips to state. Both of these teams have been at state each of the last 2 years. Norfolk Catholic's first state opponent, Hildreth High School, back in 1938. They weren't even Norfolk Catholic then. They were called Sacred Heart High School. Later changed their name to Burns High in 1960. They eventually became the Norfolk Catholic we now know in the late 60s.
After George Burns, or?
Corner 3. You just cannot give him any room. There's Meininger. He's got 5. Scottsbluff has missed 2 shots all night.
Yeah, this team shoots the ball about as well as any team I've seen in quite a while.
Bad pass up ahead. It'll go back to Scottsbluff.
And it's, I think, probably for Scottsbluff, the defensive side of the game has been a little underrated because that's one of the ways they speed you up.
Certainly happened last night against Elkhorn Valley, that fourth quarter. Elkhorn Valley only scored 4 points in that final quarter, and they really struggled, A, from the free throw line, and B, with keeping possession of the ball. I don't know what to do. This young man is liable to break some records here.
I think you untie his shoes. That's how I play defense.
12 points for the sophomore. And a pickpocket. 2-on-1. Kelly will take it himself. Leans in. Can't roll it home. Fennessy the board.
Well, he misses a shot. You just look around going, what just happened?
Yeah, he was too close. That's the problem. 15-point lead for the Bearcats. In this Norfolk Catholic team, 5-3. They've been playing pretty well. Fennessy, the drop step, the double team. Now sets the screen out high, and Max Hammond draws damage. First foul of the quarter is the second on Max Howell.
Well, the key right now for Norfolk Catholic certainly is to stop turning it over. He got 9 turnovers already in the first half, and we're barely a minute and a half here, not even a minute and a half into the second quarter. You can't turn it over as much as you have.
Good baseline drive by Fennessy. Iron unkind. It'll go to Scottsbluff. Or Nolan Fennessy's going to make those 96 times out of 100.
Yeah, that's the kind of shot you want. That's their advantage. Norfolk Catholic just a little bigger than Scottsbluff, certainly with Fennessy.
Landon Amundsen skip pass up top, taken away. Hudson Fisher the steal, and the transition bucket. And it's Fisher off the bench, the 5'9 junior.
When you're struggling offensively, if you can get points in transition, get a steal.
Nice find by Kelly, and 1. Nate Kelly sets up Carter Reisig. He'll look for 3 the hard way.
Well, again, Kelly does so many things. He's not just a scorer. He's been lighting it up from 3 here in this ballgame, but his ability to pass and handle the basketball and just make clutch plays, like he's just an all-around player. That was an excellent pass and into Reisig for a great opportunity here.
Foul on Aiden Core. His second free throw, no good. Back up ahead the other way. Norfolk Catholic forcing the issue, forcing the foul. That called on Landon Amundsen. His first, they say, foul on the floor.
Along with not turning it over, I think you continue, if you're Norfolk Catholic, to be patient and find good shots in your offense. A lot of basketball left to be played.
Nate Kelly on the bench right now for the Bearcats. Fennessy up top, got a size advantage on Reisig. Help defense comes. Fennessy fights through it. The strength.
Nobody wants to draw a charge on that guy.
Nope.
So
pull up from the elbow, too strong. Rebound, Reisig over Fennessy, can't hit. Pulled down underneath by Timmerman. Now he's pestered and fouled. Back into the game for Norfolk Catholic, Carter Jansen. Kelly returns to the game for Scottsbluff. Trey Boswell will sit.
Bearcats going to throw the full court pressure, and they are quick.
Norfolk Catholic, that's one thing, they can match you in speed. They've got some speed. Fennessy, one-on-one, he'll head to the line. That's a tough matchup for anybody. And again, you know, we've seen it over the years, Fennessy just has always been big, right? But you see the skill, working on the footwork. They're just a nice little sidestep, able to get the foul.
They recognized that Reisig was out of position and went into him, draws the foul. Now, Norfolk Catholic needs to make free throws, and right on cue, the first one no good.
Norfolk Catholic 55% from the free throw line this season. That's Nolan Fennessy's average as well. Missed them both. And the rebound to Kelly off the tip. Kelly crosses up, jump stop, skips it to the corner. Three's off the front iron. Kelly tried to keep it alive, but eventually taken down by Timmerman. Forces it up ahead. Scottsbluff didn't get back, and Norfolk Catholic takes advantage. No, they do not. Officials say he took 3 steps.
Well, that is an unfortunate turnover there for Norfolk Catholic. Those are the ones that haunt you. You had points on the board, and that just gets wiped away.
Tough floater in the lane off the heel. Fennessy. It's Norfolk Catholic off and running. Now Fennessy had his steam. Yeah, there's nothing you can do about that.
Yeah.
Just get out of the way and hope. The foul called. Fennessy will head to the line.
You try to make him get rid of the basketball.
Yep.
Once he puts that ball on the floor and begins to drive like this, it's like good luck, you know.
A for effort there from Amundsen, but even he was like, I'll lean a little bit to the right, I think. Free throw good. They actually called the foul on Reisig from behind. That replay, by the way, brought to you by Madison County Bank, here to help you grow.
I think you prepare to play Fennessy by going down to the bus depot and draw charges.
just run headlong into parked cars. Second free throw is good. You know, usually, you see these imposing football players, and they take the pads off. You're like, oh, okay. Now, he's still imposing even without the pads. He's just a big dude.
Big fella.
Now Kelly from the volleyball line. Delgado kicks out. College range triple. Nothing but the bottom. That's Caleb Swisher, aptly named.
Yeah.
Scottsbluff up 14.
He lived up to his name there, didn't he?
And a foul. That's the one thing. And I think, your coach Gullini, you probably are going to have to live with some of those three-quarter court fouls. A young team that's aggressive defensively, often you're going to see those backcourt swipes like that.
Yeah, and some of that's kind of their game. I mean, you don't want silly fouls, but aggressive fouls you're going to live with. And this team Scottsbluff doesn't have a whole lot of size. What they have is a lot of quickness and a lot of offensive ability, guys that can shoot the basketball. I think if you're able to slow these guys down, which Norfolk Catholic wants to do, and get into a half-court game, you have a chance. You start running with Scottsbluff, you're in a lot of trouble. Saw
Kevin Manzer there, head coach of Norfolk Catholic. Both free throws missed for Fisher. This is Manzer's 6th year. He was an assistant at Lincoln Pius X prior to taking this job. He's no stranger to state tournaments and has taken Norfolk Catholic there each of the last 2 seasons.
He's done an excellent job with this program. Now another turnover, miscommunication. That's a couple times that's happened. Scottsbluff that's turnover number 6. I think if you're Scottsbluff, you don't want to match that. Norfolk Catholic struggled early in this game, turning it over. Now Scottsbluff kind of giving it back to them.
Knights trailing 14. They've trailed by as much as 15. Burbach feeding it down low. Hammond, wide-bodied guard, can't get it to go. It'll go Scottsbluff's way, but I like that, Lou. They've got wider guards at Norfolk Catholic. You can take advantage of that size, post up your guards, and try to maybe draw some foul trouble.
Yeah, I like, Hammond's a good athlete. He's
Yep.
a good football player, a good basketball player, and you're right, with that size, that's going to be their advantage against a lot of people, and certainly tonight against Scottsbluff. Can they use that effectively? We'll see if that, picks up here in the second half.
Cross-court pass, well read. 3-on-2 for Norfolk Catholic. Hammond couldn't get the scoop shot to drop, then a tie-up called. Possession arrow will keep it with Norfolk Catholic.
I think
Norfolk,
Eric, one thing with Scottsbluff, as this season goes on and this team gets older, you won't see as many of those. They do some risky passes from time to time, and then some of that is just a product of youth.
Inbound play was there. Burbach shorted it.
Boy, that was one that Norfolk Catholic would love to have, executed except for the bucket.
Norfolk Catholic just 4 of 13 from the field. Kelly looking for room. Drawing defense a long ways away from the hoop. A little bit of an opening. Delgado cleans it up. He'll head to the line. Keon Delgado, 6'3" sophomore. That's Aiden Core's third.
Delgado, another sophomore. I think a guy that could be a pretty good basketball player. Good athlete. Long, lean, 6'3".
He's had starters minutes. He has started some games for Coach Gullion this year. Had 17 in a game against Douglas out of South Dakota a couple of weeks ago. Splits the pair. Burbach the rebound. Fennessy. Little drop step. Switches to the left hand. Good touch from the big man.
Yeah, if he makes those types of shots, look out. It's a problem. You just can't, no one on most teams strong enough to defend him. And if he's able to make those type of shots, he's going to be dangerous.
Delgado from the elbow, looking down low, taken away. Norfolk Catholic somehow keeps it in bounds. Now it's Fennessy with a head of steam. Kicks out Hammond once, 3, no. And Fennessy tracks down the rebound. Works it in on Delgado, lost the handle. And it's Scottsbluff basketball. Back in the game for Scottsbluff, Riley Meininger. Swisher will have a seat, 3 points for him. 4 different Bearcats have hit from downtown this half, including that man right there, Nate Kelly. 12 points. His only miss, a layup.
Yeah.
Kicked up top, Delgado kicked out. Great ball movement. Kelly wants 3, and he'll shoot 3.
I guess that's how you make him miss those shots. Just go over and foul him.
Knock him over. Carter Jansen called for the foul.
You don't want this guy at the free throw line, though, either. He is lights out from the foul stripe.
64% coming into this tournament, but like you said, it was 10 of 10 last night. He keeps that streak going.
Yeah, I thought that 64 was a typo after watching him last night. I think of those 10 makes, maybe 9 of them were swishes.
No problem on the second.
He had one that bounced around and fell through, and everything else was nothing but the bottom.
Well, there you go. We talked him up a little too much there. He was bound to miss one of them. Still a 15-point lead for Scottsbluff. That equals their largest. Good strong drive in on 2 defenders. Carter Jansen with 4.
And continue to attack that Scottsbluff defense. Use your strength advantage and get the ball inside.
Boswell. Upside Sabala. Knights trying to extend that zone a little bit. Delgado has to pass it out. Boswell finds Kelly. Meininger gets some room, gets the shot to drop. That little sidestep three, that is deadly.
Yeah, we've talked a lot about Kelly. Meininger is an outstanding shooter.
They said that was a 2. Foot was on the line, so it's 30-15. High screen, but Scottsbluff did a nice job switching defensively. Now they switch back. Backdoor goes Hammond. Fennessy blocked by Delgado, but they'll call the foul. The block was clean, but then on the follow through, I think he got him on the arm.
Yeah, might have been a little bit of body. Scottsbluff fans thought that was a clean block.
Sends Fennessy to the line. He's made 3 in a row. Take another look at it here. Yeah, it's not the initial block, it's the follow through. That elbow to elbow is what they called, I think. Delgado's first. And Fennessy, very nice quarter for him. 8 points this quarter.
Keeping Norfolk Catholic close.
Kelly. Look at how far they have to come out to defend him.
That's smart. He's got in the gym range.
Meininger right side. Boswell for 3. Blocked. Burbach, a great closeout. 3.9 for Scottsbluff.
Yeah, Burbach has some size on him at 6'6".
Up top, knocked away. Norfolk Catholic going to get a pretty good look at it, but off the mark, and that's the end of the first half. Well, Norfolk Catholic found a little bit of rhythm, but it's Scottsbluff with a 13-point lead as we head to the break. 30-17. You're watching NCN.
We offer a full spectrum for eye rejuvenation. It's an old saying that the eyes are the windows to the soul. Well, they're also the part of a body that most people are looking at most of the time. So eye rejuvenation really consists of working on the part of your bodies that really you show the most. Eye rejuvenation can be functional, so we can improve vision, and it can also be cosmetic and improve appearance. Functionally, people really benefit from increasing their visual fields. So if you feel that usually it happens with your upper eyelids, if your upper eyelids are affecting your vision, removing that excess skin from your upper eyelids can help that quite a bit. Same thing with your brows. If your eyebrows are dropping over time, that can affect your vision as well. Most people on average, if you look at plastic surgery studies, they feel that having eye rejuvenation surgery just from a cosmetic point of view can take 5 to 7 years off of your age of your face.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Safety, reliability, and the most propane storage in the region. Solutions and service you can count on with Farmers Pride, the trusted supplier of propane for over 50 years. With scheduled delivery and budget and prepay plans, Farmers Pride has the right solution to fit your propane needs. Farmers Pride offers residential, agricultural, and commercial propane sales and service across the Siouxland area. Farmers Pride, in the field, on your farm, in your community.
The Heart and Vascular Team at Faith Regional Cardiovascular Institute has spent the last 22 years focused on providing the highest level of heart care possible. With over 24,000 patients seen in the last 2 years alone, we know cardiac care by heart. Today, we offer the most advanced practices and technology to patients in 11 local communities, ensuring easier access to cardiology services. With specialists focusing on heart failure, vascular diseases, thoracic surgery, abnormal heart rhythms, and general cardiology, you can count on our heart experts to collaborate to provide you with the best care possible. Faith Regional Cardiovascular Institute, keeping a pulse on the hearts of Nebraska for over 2 decades, is the faith difference.
(30-17), Scottsbluff with the lead over Norfolk Catholic in the boys' championship of the Elkhorn Valley Tournament. But let's go back and talk about the girls' game. Take a look at our top plays brought to you by Elkhorn Valley Bank. For all of your banking needs, Elkhorn Valley Bank and Trust. There is a difference. Championship of the Elkhorn Valley Holiday Tournament. Battle Creek trying to stay unbeaten as they take on a 7-2 Elkhorn Valley squad. Entertaining defensive battle from both teams. Battle Creek could not miss early on. The triple there falling for Jaden Buckendahl. And Battle Creek up early, but Elkhorn Valley working it down low to J.J. Black, their best offensive weapon. She had 10 in the first half. Battle Creek, though, up 4. Great ball movement. This open 3 falls for the Bravettes. They're up 5. Elkhorn Valley able to answer on the inside. That's the freshman, Cameron Rutchins. But Elkhorn Valley trailing at the end of 1. They get within 2. Drawing the and 1 there is Lily Hartle. But Battle Creek, every time Elkhorn Valley would get close, they would find an answer. That time, Addie Taki from downtown. Battle Creek 5 of 11 from beyond the arc in the first half. We go to the fourth quarter. Down to a 1-point game, but Battle Creek starts to pull away. The jumper there, the 2-on-1, turns into an and 1 for Buckendahl. And Battle Creek ends up getting the win. The final 47-37. The Bravettes 9-0 on the season, and they're the champions of the Elkhorn Valley Holiday Tournament. And those top plays brought to you in part by Currency. Does your business need financing for equipment, trucks, or trailers? All you need is Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com. Well, Lou, real quickly in this boys game, 30-17. Scottsbluff, look, they're shooting real well. They're doing a nice job finding their open guys. Norfolk Catholic, this is not like in the games they've won, the teams they play average 21 points a game. In the games they lose, the teams they play average 51 points per game. Scottsbluff on pace for 60. Knights have got to find a way to slow this game down.
Yeah, you're within striking distance. It's 13 points. I think the key for Norfolk Catholic, again, as we mentioned, is to be patient on the offensive end, and you got to make your shots especially when you get those ball in the lane. You get some high percentage looks. You got to be efficient on the offensive end. The other thing, the big problem, I think, has been just turnovers. 11 turnovers for Norfolk Catholic in the first half, too many. Scottsbluff also was a little sloppy with 9 turnovers. But when you start shooting three-pointers like that, my goodness, Kelly is something else. Another one from the deep corner. Just rattles that one home. And then the big fella. That was Max Hammond there that gets the rebound. And we're going to see Fennessy take off the dribble here, taking the ball all the way to the basket. Uses that left hand. That's a nice move by the big guy. And he's had a nice first half with 8 points, 5 rebounds. It's kind of kept Norfolk Catholic hanging around. And again, they're within striking distance. You've really got to guard that three-point line and force Scottsbluff to score inside, force them to be a 2-point shooting team. And then on the offensive end, if you're Norfolk Catholic, you've got to be efficient, have good possessions, and and on the other end defensively, not allow Scottsbluff to make a bunch of three-point shots. But you're only down 13, so I don't think there's any panic in the Knights right now.
30-17, Scottsbluff with the lead. They're shooting 10 of 18 from the field, 7 of 10 from beyond the arc. You're going to win a lot more games than you lose when you shoot 70% from three. That's the kind of expert analysis you can only find on News Channel Nebraska. We got the second half coming up. You're watching NCN.
So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The Yellow Jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people that we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
My brother RJ had me believe that he knew exactly what he was taking, but I don't think that during those times he was ever necessarily sober. We lost RJ at 32 to a prescription opioid overdose.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Currency is here to help. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. Region 4 Behavioral Health. Affordable, accessible, quality mental health and substance abuse services. And by Thriftway Market in Tilden and Neely, your hometown grocery store.
Some jobs are hard work. Long hours. Busy days. Late nights. But there's something in us that keeps us going when we know what we're doing is making a difference in someone's life. Because it's the hardest jobs that are the most important, and that pride you feel makes it more than worth the effort. NPPD, powering our state, empowering your life.
Norfolk Catholic trailing 30-17 to Scottsbluff in the championship game of the Elkhorn Valley Holiday Tournament. You might be wondering, how does Scottsbluff get to the Elkhorn Valley Holiday Tournament in Tilden? Well, they've been kind of vagabonds in holiday tournaments. You know, they were in the GNAC conference. That doesn't exist anymore, so you don't have a GNAC tournament. So they finished second in the last GNAC tournament. The year after, Hastings decides they're going to start their own holiday tournament with some former GNAC teams. Scottsbluff takes part in that. Well, then Hastings joins the Eastern Midlands Conference, so they can't host a tournament anymore because they got a conference tournament. So Scottsbluff then goes to the Boone Central Holiday Tournament, which, spoiler alert, doesn't happen anymore. They're down in Adams Central for their holiday tournament. So then last year, Scottsbluff goes to Lexington to play the Minutemen. Well, Lexington this year is playing in the Sydney Holiday Tournament. So I guess if you're Elkhorn Valley, just, make sure you've got the gym booked for next year. That's all I'm saying.
So this is the last year of the Tilden Elkhorn Valley Holiday Tournament? Is that
I
what you're
hope
saying?
not. This has been fun, and I want to thank everybody here at Elkhorn Valley High School. We were talking on the way up here. We've done a lot of football here over the years. I don't believe I've ever called a basketball game in this gym.
Me neither.
Down low, shot blocked out of bounds. Good defense there. Carter Rice. This is a newer gym, built back in 2018. Got kind of that new style, the glass pane walls. You see a lot. Fennessy trying the inbound lob. Ended up drawing the foul, if nothing else. That's the fourth on Max Howell. The one guy with some size for Scottsbluff that could lean on Fennessy a little bit.
Yeah, it gives up 2 or 3 inches to him, but he's got the girth.
Fennessy's made 5 straight from the free throw line. 9 points for the big man. Already with 3 double-doubles this year, misses the second. And the rebound tracked down by Reisig. Scottsbluff quickly into the front court. That's Riley Meininger at 7 points, 3 rebounds in the first half. Landon Amundsen did not score in the first half. Amundsen, one of the few players at Scottsbluff you really don't have to worry about taking a 3. He has not made one this year. Watch, I say that. He goes like 4 for 5 from there in the second half. Here's Kelly stepping back on the corner. Scottsbluff staying patient. Norfolk Catholic doing a nice job in the half-court defense. Howell. Extra pass off the leg of Fennessy, out of bounds. That might be the best defensive set Norfolk Catholic's played tonight.
Yeah, it's the longest Scottsbluff has gone without taking a shot. You got a guy like Nate Kelly that really can disrupt that zone. They've done a good job finding him since that first quarter barrage that he had.
Kelly throws it away. Fennessy the turnover. Now, this kind of happened last night. Scottsbluff had built a double-digit lead at the half. Elkhorn Valley played really well in the third quarter and got to within a 3 or 4.
Yeah, it was 47-43 at the end of that third quarter, and they only scored 4 in the fourth.
Good drive there, but not to be. Meininger the rebound. Kick out. Kelly short on the 3. Offensive rebound. Good position. Foul on the floor. Called on Norfolk Catholic. And that's the 4th on Aiden Core. By my count, Norfolk Catholic has only had 5 fouls called on them all night. And poor Aiden Core has got to feel a little picked on right now.
That's when his parents are saying call it both ways. Or call it on someone else.
That, by the way, was Kelly's first miss from deep. Here he's a distributor. That one too strong. Rebound tapped out. That'll be Norfolk Catholic basketball.
Well, there's a chance for the Knights. You're down 12. Scottsbluff going to throw some more pressure at Norfolk Catholic. Here's a long pass.
Tough pass up ahead. Found the mark. Blocked from behind. Great play by Kelly to get up court, but a good recovery by Timmerman.
Timmerman stayed with it. That's a good job. After the shot's blocked, he stays with it, gets the rebound, and the putback.
Meininger. Upside lob a bit lazy. Hammond the turnover. But then he double dribbles on his way back. Norfolk Catholic fans don't like it. But it'll be Scottsbluff basketball.
Bearcats have yet to score here in the third quarter.
It took them a while in the first quarter to get the lid off the bucket. And then once they scored their first, the floodgates open. Down low, Meininger has it tipped away. Norfolk Catholics made some nice adjustments defensively. There's Fennessy down low. Through contact, he'll head to the line.
With the turnovers that Scottsbluff is committing, and then Norfolk Catholic getting the ball down low. When you get the ball right there, when you get the ball to Fennessy right there, there's nobody on Scottsbluff that can stay with him.
The foul was called on the help defense. Riley Meininger reaching in. But to your point, Lou, that's Delgado. Again, Howell's on the bench right now. So Delgado, who's got some height, but he's given up quite a bit of weight.
Yeah, it's just a tough matchup. Fennessy makes the second free throw, but I think you got to continue to go to that. That offense has got to run through Fennessy really the rest of the ball game.
9-point lead for Scottsbluff. They've been up by as much as 15. Another turnover. Nice outlet by Fennessy. Up ahead. That's Hayden Kelly's first bucket. Just like that, it's a 7-point game.
Just like that, Norfolk Catholic back in it.
Delgado the screen. From the elbow, jumpers off the mark. Fennessy able to corral it eventually. Now it's Jansen. Knocked out by Kelly. Norfolk Catholic will inbound in front of their bench.
They give Norfolk Catholic defensively a lot of credit. They forced some turnovers. Fennessy the last time went and got that basketball.
Kelly, good little give and go with Hammond. He draws damage. Now Max Hammond heading to the line, and Norfolk Catholic playing with a little confidence right now.
Yeah, it's a good job by Norfolk Catholic. They didn't panic. They didn't play well at times in that first half. Had a lot of turnovers. But now it's Scottsbluff that's turning it over. And Norfolk Catholic hanging around.
This game was 20-5 at one point in favor of Scottsbluff. Now Hammond has a chance to make it a 5-point game. Hammond can't roll the second one home. Rising skies for the board. So it remains a 6-point lead as we come up on the halfway mark of the third quarter. Long three on the way, short. Offensive rebound, Delgado. And then mishandled on the sideline, another turnover. Scottsbluff, more turnovers than shots in the second half.
Yeah, 6 turnovers already. Now I think a good timeout here for Scottsbluff.
Bearcats want to talk it over. We'll keep it here, 3:56 to go, but they're 0 for 4 from the field and 6 turnovers after such a blistering first half, Lou, but I think Norfolk Catholic, honestly, is a big part of that. Defensively, they've really been dialed in over the first half of this quarter.
Well, they've done a couple of things. First of all, they've really found Nate Kelly. Yeah, they have not allowed him to get open shots. They've chased him around the zone. They've even, that weak side, he likes to sneak around that weak side, but they've cheated over and kept the ball out of his hands quite a bit. The other thing they've done is they've just been aggressive going after the basketball. They're getting in passing lanes, and quite frankly, at times, Scottsbluff has been pretty sloppy with the ball, and Norfolk Catholic's making them pay. So this is a good job by Norfolk Catholic, only down 6. Chance to maybe cut it to 3.
Norfolk Catholic into the front court, right side. Jansen, Fennessy top side. Taken away.
Oh.
And a foul called on the scramble for the ball on Jansen. Boy, Reisig has had a nice quarter. No points to show for it, but a lot of really nice effort plays.
Yeah, you're right. He's got 3 boards in this quarter. That was one of the better effort plays of the night right there, going after that ball, and gets his team the possession.
Meininger to Kelly. High screen. Meininger kicks to Kelly. Steps back straight away. Left it short. Rebound still alive. Ball will trickle out of bounds and stay Bearcat ball.
All of a sudden, the Scottsbluff Bearcats are very quiet offensively, have not scored in this quarter.
Missed their last 3 from beyond the arc, now 7 of 13. Meininger caught at the wing, Kelly. Back to Meininger. High screen, no roll. Now Kelly into the lane.
Oh.
Nice leave for Delgado, who will head to the line. That's a pretty pass from the sophomore. Sophomore to sophomore connection. And it's Keon Delgado drawing the foul on Norfolk Catholic.
Slick wraparound pass there by Kelly. I think that's something that Coach Gillian probably talked about, was to try to be a little more aggressive and try to penetrate that zone.
Delgado short on the first. The Scottsbluff can't buy one right now.
Yeah, so red hot to start the ball game, and all of a sudden very, very quiet.
Very uncharacteristic, just 3 of 7 from the free throw line tonight. As Fennessy gets a quick rest, Delgado misses both. And Norfolk Catholic into the front court, heading to the line. That'll be Carter Jansen. He draws the foul on Reisig, and that's a big one. That's Carter Reisig's 3rd.
Yeah, obviously getting a opponent in foul trouble is big, but Carter Jansen, it's a strong drive. That's where Norfolk Catholic, again, their advantage in this game. They're just a bigger, physically bigger team than Scottsbluff, and they're starting to implement that.
Jansen misses the second. Great effort play by Hammond to keep it alive. Jansen ends up getting the rebound. And Norfolk Catholic will try it again. We've been stuck at 30-24 for quite a while now. Scottsbluff's been stuck at 30 for the entirety of this half. Good entry pass. Too strong on the shot. Rebound. Tracked down by Hudson Fisher.
Knight's out hustling the Bearcats right now.
Timmerman kicks out. Hammond, no. Battle for the rebound. Delgado muscles it down and draws the foul.
Well, that's what Delgado had to do there, is get in there and get that rebound and make a hustle play. Again, Norfolk Catholic really just faster to the basketball right now. The 50-50 ball is pretty much all going Norfolk Catholic's way. But even with that, Scottsbluff has not scored in this quarter. Norfolk Catholic only was 7.
Again, the Bearcats find the answer offensively. Trey Boswell's back in the game. Kelly drawing 2 to the ball every time he moves forward. Where are the openings for Scottsbluff going to emerge? Howell's back in the game. He's calling for it on the right block. Kelly leaves it for Swisher. Kelly can't get a step, now gets in. Tough leaner in the lane, in and out. Rebound by Burbach. That was well defended.
Yeah, you make players like Kelly work for their points, and Norfolk Catholic doing an excellent job of that. You're going to allow those off-balance driving shots for Kelly over the open threes any day.
Scottsbluff 0 for 6 from the field this quarter. Fennessy draws a double, draws a whole lot of hands, and he'll head to the line. Norfolk Catholic's got this game going at their pace now.
Yep, now you got to take advantage of these opportunities. You've absolutely clamped down on Scottsbluff defensively. You got a chance here from the free throw line. Important that you take advantage of those situations, and Fennessy knocks down the first one.
Fennessy in double figures now with 11. Norfolk Catholic just chipping away. This is an 8-0 run, despite the fact that offensively they've not exactly lit it up this quarter either. They've not shot well, but they've done just enough. Still a 5-point game. Burbach the offensive rebound. Down to a minute to go, third quarter. Boswell gambled and lost. Now baseline, cut off, kicked up top, open triple. Hudson Fisher off the mark. Rebound out of bounds. It's Scottsbluff ball.
Boy, Norfolk Catholic, just some missed opportunities here. Only down 5, but they've had many opportunities to get even closer.
They've got to feel like they should have the lead right now.
Yeah.
The opportunities they've had that just have not gone down. Meanwhile, Scottsbluff just needs something. They need to just see something go through the hoop.
Might be playing for one here.
Sabala gives back to Kelly to reset the dribble.
For Catholic in a 3-2 zone, really guarding this three-point line.
You can afford to do that when you're the 2 in that 3-2 is Fennessy and Burbach. That's
Yeah.
a lot of size on the back end.
Yeah, 6'4", 6'6".
Down to 10 seconds. High screen for Kelly. Pulls up. Got it.
That's a big one.
Nate Kelly with a huge make. Now Norfolk Catholic can't beat the buzzer. They only got 3 points that quarter, but the 3 they got were huge. It's an 8-point game. Back after this on NCN.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Well, look, if you're only going to make one shot in a quarter, it might as well be a buzzer beater to extend the lead to 8, Lou.
You might as well. Kelly's such a good player, and that's his ability to get that shot up and off very quickly, and he rises very well on that jump shot, probably deceptively so. But, yeah, if you're going to make one shot in a quarter, that's a big one because it just felt like Scottsbluff was stuck. They're stuck in the mud. Maybe if you're a Scottsbluff fan, you hope that that shot by Kelly gets them going offensively.
Norfolk Catholic had been on an 8-0 run prior to that make. Kelly 5 of 8 from beyond the arc. He has 17 after a 30-point performance in which he had 16 fourth-quarter points last night. Let's not forget that. Jump stop in the lane. Kick to Hammond. Now Jansen feeds Aiden Core. Back in there with 4 fouls. Triple team on Fantasy, and Hammond makes him pay.
And what you just saw there is where Norfolk Catholic can be a very good basketball team if you can make those shots, because Fantasy demands a lot of attention in that post. You're going to have shooters open. If they can execute like that, this could be a really good offensive team by the end of this season.
Now Kelly, tough pass, tapped away, kept alive. And Scottsbluff resets. Kelly off the high screen, has it taken away. Hayden Kelly now. Leaves it for Hammond, left side Core. Right into Fennessy, lost the handle. How many missed opportunities does Norfolk Catholic have in this second half?
Yeah, it's been there for the taking, and they just have not seized it.
This is just this Scottsbluff team. You cannot give them. I just feel like you cannot give them these many opportunities.
Yeah, you had Scottsbluff a bit on the mat there in that third quarter, and just did not put them. Didn't come back and take that lead. And you're right, it's too good of a team, too good of a offensive team in Scottsbluff. You need to be efficient in the offensive end and take advantage of those opportunities.
Leininger feeds Kelly, left side Sabala. Down low. Tough pass inside, trying to get it to Howell. And Norfolk Catholic gets it off the turnover. Can they turn it into offense?
Scottsbluff with 17 turnovers here in this ballgame.
Had only been averaging 11 a game coming into this tournament, which again, for a sophomore-laden squad, is pretty good. Hammond. Jansen. Fantasy up top, looking for the cutter. Beautifully done.
Excellent.
Carter Jansen with 6. It's a one-possession game.
Great pass out of the high post by Fantasy. And a good finish there.
Norfolk Catholic is trailed by as much as 15. They're within 3. Kelly leaves it right side for 3. Too strong, missed everything. And Jansen the rebound. Bearcats gambled a bit. Hammond open again over the closeout, missed everything. Howell's got it in traffic, and a reach-in called on Norfolk Catholic.
Well, Max Howell was one of the few guys probably strong enough to not have that ball taken away by Fantasy.
Max Howell, a very vocal leader. You know, he doesn't put up a lot of stats, but every time he's on the sideline, you see him. Yep. He's on his feet talking to the team almost as much as Coach Gullion is.
Yeah, like I said yesterday, he was talking to every time a player came out, he talked to them and was encouraging them.
Kicked out Kelly. Over the closeout, drew the foul. And he's shooting 3. He has such a quick release, Lou.
Yeah, lightning
Those were
fast.
2 really good closeouts.
Yeah, that foul Kelly on Kelly.
Hayden Kelly.
Hayden Kelly fouling Nate Kelly.
Yeah, both of those, you cannot fault the effort there. Those are 2 great closeouts, but it's just his ability to get that shot up so quickly. As Kelly hits the second free throw, want to let you know, stick around. After the game, we'll be talking to the winning head coach. That's brought to you by Sarpy County Tourism.
The second time that Nate Kelly has been at the free throw line for 3 free throws.
It's all threes and frees for Kelly tonight. He has 20. Timeout called. We'll keep it here. 5:09 to go in the game. Scottsbluff back up 6, despite the fact that they've only made 1 field goal this entire second half.
Wow.
But Lou, Norfolk Catholic, if they don't win this game, this is going to be tough tape for them to watch because missed layups, opportunities under the hoop that they've just mishandled. You know, Scottsbluff has opened the door for them a bit here, And if Norfolk Catholic doesn't walk through, this is a team, look, they did it to Elkhorn Valley last night. Elkhorn Valley got real close. They got within 4, and then the switch flipped, and it was over, just like that. And if Norfolk Catholic's not careful, the same thing could happen to them here tonight.
Well, Norfolk Catholic is a team that they show signs of being really good. They have good possessions. They just need to be consistent. And you're right. They've had opportunities to walk through that door. He held a really good Scottsbluff offensive team to 3 points in the third quarter, but we're not able to come back and take the lead.
Mishandled. A turnover by Norfolk Catholic. Turn right back. Well, great body control by Jansen to not travel.
Knights still only down 6 and plenty of time to make a comeback.
From behind, shot swatted. Landon Amundsen with the block. Now the other way, Kelly turns around, might have been blocked. Oh my goodness, did Fennessy erase that one? And Kelly gets it to go. Oh, punch and counter punch in the paint.
Yeah, it was some great action there. Blocks on both ends of the floor.
Watch this as they get it into the front court. Nolan Fennessy got a piece of that one. The free throw is up and good.
When you're Nate Kelly, you just always end up in the right spot at the right time, don't you?
He's got 23, just like that. Scottsbluff back up 9. Transition triple finds the bottom. That's Aiden Core. What a time for him to get his first bucket.
Yeah. He of 4 fouls. Able to knock that one down. That's a big bucket for Norfolk Catholic. You got to stay close here.
Kelly off the screen. Left short corner. Now off the double, it's Kelly. Kelly, the jump stop. Tough pass. Found the mark. Wow! What a pass. What a shot. Isai Sabala.
That's the Scottsbluff team we know and love there. That great dish there from Kelly Sabala. Another one of the sharpshooters for the Bearcats.
Ooh, look at Fennessy, the driving dish. Shot not there. Rebound, Kelly.
Norfolk Catholic in some danger right now. Almost a turnover.
Ball still loose. They're going to call timeout. Norfolk Catholic was able to get possession of it. And they'll call the timeout. We'll take one as well. 3:31 to go. Don't you go anywhere. This is going to be a great finish. You're watching NCN.
A partner in your everyday since 1975. Woodhouse.
It's never been easier to get rewarded for using my debit card at Midwest Bank. I'm volleyball player Allie Batenhorst, and with my rewards checking account, I get rewarded for the simple things. Each time I swipe my debit card getting gas or picking up groceries. With Midwest Bank, it's not about how much money I have in my account. I get rewarded for just using my debit card at all my favorite places. Find out more at MidwestBank.com. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
(42-33), Scottsbluff with the lead on Norfolk Catholic, the championship game, the Elkhorn Valley Holiday Tournament. This was a stacked field, both boys and girls. It has lived up to the billing. Alongside Lucy from Eric McKay, Norfolk Catholic has worked really hard to get back into this game. But now Scottsbluff putting the foot back on the accelerator, the 360 now. But Meininger will head to the line. That's a hard move to spin against the body like that.
Yeah, and they almost made that shot.
Watch this.
He's another really good player for Scottsbluff. I like this young guy. Meininger is,
this is a team of ringers.
Yeah.
You bring these guys to the court, wait for them to get picked last, and then they just drop 20 each on you. Meininger hits the first.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say this: Scottsbluff getting off the bench doesn't off the bus doesn't necessarily scare you. But when you start seeing them knocking down shots, they put you in a bright coma.
Both free throws good. Meininger's first points of the second half. He has 9. And Scottsbluff back up 11 in the blink of an eye.
Norfolk Catholic's got to start scoring the basketball.
Somehow that pass found the mark, and heading to the line is Timmerman. Scottsbluff has switched to this full court pressure, Lou, and it's brought the energy back to their offense. I think the energy that they're playing with defensively has carried over on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the pressure, they've started to turn Norfolk Catholic over now. Scottsbluff struggled in this ball game. They've already had 10 turnovers themselves, but the turnovers have been timely here against Norfolk Catholic, and it kind of changed the game. I agree with you. I think that has helped them on the offensive end.
Timmerman splits the pair. He has 3 points all this half. Norfolk Catholic will call a timeout. We'll take one as well. We're going to crown a champion next. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The Yellow Jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people, we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Currency is here to help. Visit gocurrency.com for details. Region 4 Behavioral Health. Affordable, accessible, quality mental health and substance abuse services. And by Thriftway Market in Tilden and Neely, your hometown grocery store.
Scottsbluff holding a 10-point lead, trying to take the Elkhorn Valley Holiday Tournament on the 6-hour bus ride back home.
Yeah, that's a long bus ride.
Yeah, I got to say, I'm impressed the Elkhorn Valley fans that have stuck around. Look, the Elkhorn Valley team, they saw what this Scottsbluff team was last night. They put on a show. Come mid-January, a lot more teams are going to realize just how good this Bearcat team is.
Yeah, I think Class B's got their hands full with Scottsbluff. This is a fun team to watch.
Class B is wide open this year. Scott got a lot of pieces back. Crete, obviously, a coach that Scott Gullion knows pretty well down there. They've got a good one. But I think this Scottsbluff team could be right in the mix. Size is an issue, but they've got the handles and the shooting, as that one comes up short, to hang with just about anybody.
Yeah, they get you to play their game instead of your game. It's a really good basketball team.
Hammond shuffles the feet. Picked up the pivot foot on the jab. And it goes back to Scottsbluff. Wheels are wobbling a bit now for Norfolk Catholic.
Now starting to press a little bit. But down 10, 2:35, 2:34 to go here. You're in real danger right now for Norfolk Catholic.
Sabala gives back to Kelly. If nothing else, they're going to make Norfolk Catholic expend a lot of energy defensively.
Yeah, I think this is where Scottsbluff's really good. This is another team that can handle the basketball, shoots free throws well. They get the lead on you. And this team will grow up. This is a young basketball team. We've seen some sloppiness. But I think, this is going to be a dangerous team, I think, come February, March.
Let's not forget who their coach is. Scott Gullion, one of the best in the state.
Yep.
There's the push on the edge. That'll send Kelly to the line. Norfolk Catholic was trying to avoid that, sending him to the line, but
you don't want him at the free throw line if you can at all help it. But right now, you're down 10. You don't really get to choose. Scottsbluff's going to have the ball in his hands, and unfortunately, he's going to have some opportunities from the free throw line. You mentioned Class B and Crete. That Tony Siskey team back in 2012 that won the state championship. That was a fun team to cover, and Tony Siskey is a heck of a coach, is he not?
Well, here's the thing. Crete is among the favorites in Class B. We looked this up last year. No one has ever won a state title for 3 different teams.
Yeah.
And he's got a pretty good crack at it. That Crete team is really good. I want to mention Norris as well, Coach Moats has got a really good squad out there in Firth. Class B, I think, is wide open this year, and I think this Scottsbluff team is going to be among them as Fennessy gets the bucket.
Yeah, I can see Scottsbluff getting back to Lincoln for sure.
That was Fennessy's first field goal of the second half. The turnover gives it back to Norfolk Catholic. Fennessy's made all his hay from the free throw line. He's got 13, but again, just one field goal in the second half. Delgado the block, they call the foul.
Well, Knights have to score quickly, and that's a good way to do it. He didn't score, but he gets fouled. Clock is stopped. Now you get a chance at the free throw line. If you can make a couple free throws, then you could set up full court pressure and try to turn Scottsbluff over, which has happened a lot here tonight. 20 turnovers for the Bearcat.
In and out on the free throw. And that's going to come for Norfolk Catholic, too. Again, you see it so many times, a team that plays deep into the football postseason. It seems like the last thing that shows up is the free throw shooting. It's a rhythm thing. And if you don't have time in between seasons, it can take a while for that to come back.
Yeah, I think offense in general is very rhythm-oriented, and it takes a little bit of time.
Fennessy misses both. Still a 10-point game. Danger there for Scottsbluff. They end up turning it over anyway. And another timeout called by Norfolk Catholic. We'll take one as well. Can the Knights erase the 10-point lead? We'll find out next. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
It's not about the hours. It's not about the acres. It's about the legacy passed from one generation to the next. At Madison County Bank, we see your farming operation as a legacy, as a successful business, as a crucial part of the world's well-being. For over 130 years, Madison County Bank has stood beside farmers and ranchers in Northeast Nebraska. We have been and always will be here to help you grow. Madison County Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Let your next adventure take flight in Sarpy County, Nebraska for some high-flying fun. Legendary family adventures. Out-of-this-world shopping. Star-studded evenings. And award-winning experiences. Our flights are never canceled. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com.
Norfolk Catholic fans hoping to see their team pull off a miraculous comeback here in Tilden. Got some work to do. They had pulled within 3. Scottsbluff able to get back at an arm's length distance. Hammond passes on the 3. Fennessy trying to get position inside. They had the mismatch. They missed it. Kick out Hammond. Trying to find room on Kelly. A lot of time off the clock here. That's Timmerman, doubled. And throws it away to Kelly. That one might just about wrap it up. 70 seconds to go in this one.
Scottsbluff does not need to shoot the basketball now. They'll take the layup if you get it. Otherwise, we got to take care of the ball.
By Hammond. Kelly in transition. Now they're going to call the travel. There's Kelly defensively again making the play, forcing the turnover on Hayden Kelly. Take another look here. Yeah, you don't get a gather in high school like you do in the NBA.
Yeah. That wasn't even close to a travel in the NBA.
By the way, as a Detroit Pistons fan, I'd rather not talk about the NBA right now. 50 seconds to go in the game.
Spurs fan, we're not much better.
That's fair enough. Yeah, we are the paper bag patrol over here. And a timeout called by Scottsbluff. 43 seconds to go in this one. You know, Lou, I think for Scottsbluff, I think it's important for them to win games like this, right? You know what they want to do. They want to play up tempo. They want to outscore teams. You know, they're the kind of team that's going to put up 60, 70 points. But the ability to win a game 46-36, to get in the mud a little bit, muck it up a little bit, and still come up with the plays when you need them against a team that outsizes you, because that's going to be the book come March, right? Is, yeah, Scottsbluff's good, but these teams are bigger and stronger. Well, tonight, they played bigger and stronger, and they've come out on top. They found the plays when they needed to.
Yeah, certainly wasn't a perfect game for Scottsbluff, but they found a way to win. And you're right. You look at their schedule so far this year. Number one, they're undefeated against Nebraska teams right now, and Wyoming teams. Their only loss was to St. Thomas More at South Dakota. That game they only scored 34 points, but lost by 2. It's a young team. They're learning how to win games, and you're exactly right. Good teams can win at any style. You try to impose your will on those teams, and Scottsbluff will be able to do that, I think, the way they shoot threes, but there's going to be times where you can't do that, or you have an off night, you're not shooting well, you're turning it over like tonight. But good teams find ways to win. Scottsbluff has done that. Certainly looked really good against Elkhorn Valley last night, and has had moments where they've looked really good tonight. Other times, maybe not so much, but again, you come away with the win, and you'd much rather learn from a win than learn from a loss.
I feel like the theme of this tournament has been teams ahead of schedule. A young Battle Creek girls team that's 9-0. Not a lot of folks expected that to happen. And you got a Scottsbluff team really young, replacing a lot of scoring from last year's state qualifying team. And here they are, about to improve to 8-1 on the year. As they turn it over, stepping on the end line, so it'll go back to Norfolk Catholic. Norfolk Catholic, they will slip to 5-4, and just in time for the Mid-State Conference schedule to start.
Yeah,
they've got Wayne next week at home. Tennessee leader in the Lane Falls. Scottsbluff, meanwhile, they're back at home. Somebody's going to have to travel to them for a change. They get Waverly in Scottsbluff on Thursday, which should be a really good game, by the way.
Scottsbluff saying, about time. Drive to us.
I mean, you see it on their schedule. They play a lot of games in South Dakota and Wyoming, Colorado. They got to find teams that are similar size and where they are. There aren't a whole lot of those.
Right. Some places are like long drives. Scottsbluff from Waverly's, that's a long plane ride.
It is. I think there's a layover in Kansas City. Both free throws good for Trey Boswell. Those are his first points tonight. Scottsbluff very impressive here this evening. They'll improve to 8-1 and get to take home their first ever Elkhorn Valley Conference Tournament Championship in 0.8 of a second. Meanwhile, Norfolk Catholic, a talented bunch. I think it's just a matter of just getting the basketball sea legs under them as they get to the new year. But tonight it's all about Scottsbluff, your final. 48-38, the Bearcats get the win here in Tilden. Post-game show coming up. You're watching NCN.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Ford brings you one big, rugged, and capable family of trucks and SUVs that easily adapt to your needs, keep you connected, and provide the capability to travel on your own terms. It's not just one thing that makes Ford an easy choice. It's a combination of features, from powerful engines to smart technology and safety, that keep all your cargo safe. Plus, with this offer happening now, you can go Ford on your next vehicle and experience the convenience of buying with Woodhouse Ford today.
At Elkhorn Valley Bank, we believe in local. It's something we live by. It's something we're proud of. It's helping our neighbors grow like they've helped us. Supporting families, investing in lives, and creating prosperity. Local means making decisions that grow and improve surrounding communities we call home. Investing in our nonprofits and giving back. Elkhorn Valley Bank and Trust, great for you, great for your community.
48-38. Scottsbluff gets the win tonight at the Elkhorn Valley Holiday Tournament. Time now for our coach's post-game interview, brought to you by Sarpy County Tourism. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com. Coach Scott Gullion standing by with Lou Siefker.
Well, thanks a lot, Eric. Well, the Scottsbluff Bearcats, they come a long way here to Northeast Nebraska, but they get to drive home with some hardware from the Elkhorn Valley Holiday Tournament. They are the champions on the boys' side. I'm joined now by Scott Gillian. Coach, boy, you guys got off to a really good start. You're knocking down some threes. What was kind of the key to get off to this good start?
Just had some ball movement there. We struggled right at the start, but Nate made some plays happen, got some other guys shots, got some shots for themselves, and we were able to knock them in. And we got a lot of guys that can shoot it, and as long as we move the basketball, which is tough against these guys, and we were able to get some open looks from some different actions and knocked them in.
Well, I know your game is to kind of speed things up, try to get some threes, maybe some transition game. Norfolk Catholic slowed you down. They were able to do that. But you guys were able to win a game, maybe not playing in your style. What was the key to that?
Yeah, we knew the style was going to be a little bit different, but just our guys sticking together. We didn't take care of the ball very good, and we went through a big drought there in the third quarter. But just our guys sticking together and believing in themselves and each other, and we're able to make a few plays down the stretch to pull ahead.
Well, it seemed like when they made a run at you, they're late, and you certainly Nate hit a big one there at the end of the quarter, and then it seemed like the defense, you guys threw some pressure at them, and it seemed like it kind of took them off their game a little bit, and allowed your offense to get going and to build that lead back up. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, I looked over at my assistants and said, we haven't scored this quarter, have we? Before Nate's three, and it was a tough shot. We set a little ball screen for him, and he was able to come off and hit it. But yeah, then our press kind of got them to turn it over a couple times and kind of got them out of rhythm and kind of got us back into the flow a little bit.
We got a team, a lot of sophomores on this team, a lot of young players. How happy are you with the development and how happy are you where they're at right now? Certainly getting a championship in a very difficult tournament.
Yeah, we're quite a bit ahead of where I thought we'd be at this point of the season. Our sophomores have come along and stepped up. Our seniors are doing a good job with their role and playing really good defense and bringing some physicality to this team. And we've gelled a lot faster than I thought we would.
Well, Coach, congratulations. You got the championship here. You get the long drive home, but you get to enjoy it. And congratulations on this one.
Thank you.
All right, that's head coach Scott Gillian. Get Nate to step on in here. Nate Kelly, Nate, you come into this tournament, you're averaging about 15 points a game. You had 25 points tonight, 30 points yesterday. What'd you have for breakfast?
It's just everything I've been putting into it over this Christmas break and over this season. So yeah.
So you've been kind of a guy that's done a little bit of everything for this team, whether it's being a distributor, making some plays on defense, and certainly scoring, shooting threes. What do you see as kind of the strength of your game, and where would you like to go from here?
Yeah, I'm just a facilitator. I mean, that's kind of my job. And I mean, the guys I've been playing with with them since first grade. So, we have really good chemistry. And so I know where to find them. And so I kind of facilitate. When I need to score, I score. And when I need to dish, I dish. So, yeah.
Well, you won a big game here today. You played a team in Norfolk Catholic that had some big guys. They're a bigger physical team. How do you think you certainly Coach talked about some turnover issues. You maybe didn't play your best game, but you found a way to win. You feel like that's a confidence builder for this team?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, we need games like that where we need to be physical. We need to get better like that. So that's a great game for us in the future to get better.
Well, Scottsbluff has kind of been a fixture at state. We mentioned with Coach a bunch of young guys like you. You feel like this team is gelling? You feel like you got a chance to make another run?
Oh, yeah, for sure. These guys, they work so hard. They're always asking questions, and I have a lot of experience, so I try to lead them as much as I can.
Well, awesome. Well, hey, what a great game. 25 points. I believe you had 5 rebounds, some assists. You did a little bit of everything, not only in this game, but in this tournament. So congratulations on just a great tournament and certainly the win here today.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. That's Nate Kelly of Scottsbluff. Folks, stick around. Top plays coming up next. Final in this one was 48-38 in favor of Scottsbluff. We'll be back right after this.
Regional, we offer a full spectrum for eye rejuvenation. It's an old saying that the eyes are the windows to the soul. Well, they're also the part of a body that most people are looking at most of the time. So eye rejuvenation really consists of working on the part of your bodies that really you show the most. Eye rejuvenation can be functional, so we can improve vision, and it can also be cosmetic and improve appearance. Functionally, people really benefit from increasing their visual fields. So if you feel that usually it happens with your upper eyelids, if your upper eyelids are affecting your vision, removing that excess skin from your upper eyelids can help that quite a bit. Same thing with your brows. If your eyebrows are dropping over time, that can affect your vision as well. Most people on average, if you look at plastic surgery studies, they feel that having eye rejuvenation surgery just from a cosmetic point of view can take 5 to 7 years off of your age of your face.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
I'm Chris Suckup, and I started at Madison County Bank in 2003. Experience, commitment to community, and unmatched customer service. Madison County Bank has been rooted in Northeast Nebraska for over 130 years and is here to help you grow. For ag banking, home loans, and business banking, visit your local Madison County Bank in
Madison, Plainview, Albion, and all of Northeast Nebraska.
Ford brings you one big, rugged, and capable family of trucks and SUVs that easily adapt to your needs, keep you connected, and provide the capability to travel on your own terms. It's not just one thing that makes Ford an easy choice. It's a combination of features, from powerful engines to smart technology and safety, that keep all your cargo safe. Plus, with this offer happening now, you can go Ford on your next vehicle and experience the convenience of buying with Woodhouse Ford today.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Currency is here to help. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. Region 4 Behavioral Health. Affordable, accessible, quality mental health and substance abuse services. And by Thriftway Market in Tilden and Neely, your hometown grocery store.
Back in Tilden at the Elkhorn Valley Holiday Tournament. Slightly in front of Lou Siefker. I'm Eric McKay. Lou?
Hi, how you doing?
What? Well, I mean, I thought Nate Kelly, not in the postgame interview, really showed. I think this is a team that is beyond their years, maturity-wise, in Scottsbluff,
Yeah.
in terms of the sophomores and what they're able to do.
I think you saw some issues with youth in this ball game, but
Yeah.
I think they showed a lot of moxie, and that's what I think what you're getting at is this is not a typical sophomore team. This is a team that finds ways to win games, and they did that here today, and I think this team's going to get better and better as the season goes along. Found a way to win a game that was a slowdown. They like to push the tempo, but you're right. Some good young basketball players, really both girls and boys game.
Let's take a look at how it happened in our top plays, brought to you by Elkhorn Valley Bank for all of your banking needs. Elkhorn Valley Bank and Trust, there is a difference. Scottsbluff making the long drive to Tilden, trying to win themselves an Elkhorn Valley Holiday Tournament, taking on a physical Norfolk Catholic team. And Norfolk Catholic hitting shots early. How about the triple from Max Hammond? Knights with the early lead, but speaking of hitting triples, Nate Kelly, remember the name. This young man hit his first 4 threes of the game, finished 5 of 7 from downtown on the night. Just like that, Scottsbluff's up 15 second quarter, but Norfolk Catholic can get it done inside. That's Nolan Fennessy doing a nice job there. Then good stick-to-itiveness from Nathan Timmerman, but Norfolk Catholic down 13 at the break. So Scottsbluff, they did not score until this play. This is the last play of the third quarter. They were held without a bucket until Kelly beats the buzzer there. Their lead has been trimmed to 7, and Norfolk Catholic feeling it a little bit. They get within 5. That lay-in right there by Carter Jansen makes it a one-possession game, but just too much from Scottsbluff in the end. You're going to see a lot of offense and defense at the same time here. Kelly gets his shot blocked. The shot blocked by Carter Rising, but Kelly sticks with it. hits the bucket, draws the foul. He had 25 points, was our player of the game, and the Bearcats, that's the new one for the trophy case. They beat Norfolk Catholic 48-38. And those top plays, again, brought to you in part by Currency. Does your business need financing for equipment, trucks, or trailers? All you need is Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com. We have what I would call a metric ton of basketball coming your way. That's how you measure that, right? Yeah. On NCN tomorrow, it is the Heartland Athletic Conference Finals afternoon. That's matinee ball from the capital city down in Lincoln. And then Lou Siefker, he'll be there in Columbus for the championships, the girls and boys championships of the Columbus SCOTUS Holiday Tournament. That's a quadruple header of basketball, which, as far as I'm concerned, is about as good as it gets. But until then, for my broadcast partner Lou Siefker, Connor Luby in the truck, and the entire NCN Sports crew, thank you so much to Elkhorn Valley High School for having us. Again, the final score 48-38. Scottsbluff wins. You're watching NCN.